Lots of people who leave the Mormon church have been traumatized, either by the experience of being in the church itself or the experience of leaving. But if they say that out loud, they're bound to get pushback from current Mormons who will be like, what are you talking about? There is absolutely nothing traumatizing about this beautiful, wonderful, happy, family-centered organization where everybody belongs. So let me just give you like a little tiny taste for my own personal experience. There are so many things I could talk about in the LDS church that are traumatizing, but for the sake of a shorter TikTok video, I'll just give you a few. This is the first one that comes to mind. Being taught so many different times and in so many different ways as a literal child that your sexual purity, your chastity is more important than life itself. Just having it drilled so many times into our ripe little brains by our church leaders that sexual sin is the sin next to murder. Please, young people, lose your life before you lose your virtue. You're going to tell me that's not traumatizing? And then the actual act of leaving the church itself, being told your whole life that if you ever leave the church, you will never be truly happy. You won't know a moment's peace. You will be miserable. You're going to be a wicked, evil apostate if you leave this church. So when you start questioning your faith and you're getting ready to leave the church, you feel like you can't do it because you're terrified of what your family is going to think about you. You're living in sin. You're a wicked, evil, awful, horrible person. Not traumatizing at all. And of course, let us not forget that this is what I looked like when I got married. That was my wedding dress. This is what you get for being super pure, keeping your virtue, and having a Mormon temple wedding. I could go on and on. That's just the very tip of the iceberg, but you see what I'm saying, right? And that's not even to mention how I felt when I found out that my childhood bishop was going to prison for molesting teenage boys in my congregation. Then when the church sent a representative to talk to the ward about it and tell everybody that everything is going to be okay, what he chose to say was, you just need to trust the new bishop. We need to what? What were we doing before? Oh my God.